Well, good morning, guys. It's officially cold as all hell here in Virginia. Today I thought it'd be fun to do an exactly 1.5 year update on my Joing head unit for my C5Z06. This has been one of my most viewed videos installs from a while ago. If you're curious on the install process, it's not terribly involved. It's a little involved, and description below in that video. I want to show you how it's still working and everything, all that jazz. It still works fine. I'll take you through what you can and can't do with it. And also, there is a new part number. They discontinued the one that I have in the original video, so make sure you check out the description below. It's almost identical. I think the software is a little different, but it's pretty damn similar. And I'll walk you through the bezel around it, how I did that and stuff. So I'll go ahead and shut up, roll that intro, and we'll fart around with the Joing. All right, let's go ahead and fire this thing up. Well, not fire it up, but just turn it on. If you don't follow my channel, I do have keyless entry, or push button start. Hit that one time, should fire right up. Cool. The volume off here, make sure it's on copyright. All right, this is kind of like your home screen. Whenever you turn it on, just kind of like this, all your radio stations nearby. You can really customize this so however you want it. Home button up here though will take you back to kind of the home screen. This is kind of nice because you got your Bluetooth, and then you got your radio right there, and you can change the background to whatever you want. There's quite a few preset themes, wallpapers on here, none too exciting. I went ahead and adopted the new Z06 logo. It looks pretty cool. This is a Z06, so I thought, why not? All right, let's go ahead and scroll through the menu here. Here's all the kind of fun apps it comes with. Most of these I don't even use. Controls though, I did have to use for my auxiliary radio button, but once you set it up one time, you're good to go. I have this because to use the radio on this thing when you're driving is extremely dangerous without an analog type control, because when you're driving around, farting around, you got to come up here, you got to hit this, it's kind of fickle, and you got to do this. It's kind of a pain in the ass. I found this guy, it's made for a steering wheel, but I have a video on that too somewhere in my library where I retrofitted it, or I kind of fabricated something out of some plastic putty and put it right here, and it works just fine for volume control. Let's see here. All right, back to the apps here. So you got your Bluetooth, of course, Bluetooth music, your Bluetooth, your equalizer, which I would set to rock. I like that just fine. Let's see here. You got Google. You do have a browser, which as long as you're on Wi-Fi, it works pretty good, or you can use your phone as a hotspot. And you can use this to get new wallpaper. You would simply just put in there what you're looking for in keyboard, search for a picture, you can download it to your files, and you can make that your wallpaper like I did there. File manager, which is where all the stuff you download goes to, or any audio files, etc. This does have a, let's see here, this is the way I did it, a USB right there. I just fed it up through there, so you can do external storage that way. Works just fine. Some other photos on there. Let's see here, let's go back. Now I will say most of the time, if I'm not using radio, I just use Bluetooth with my phone. I normally do that with any car I have. It's just a habit for me. There's probably better ways of listening to music, but I have no problem just using my phone with Bluetooth. You have a calculator, which I've never used. Let's see here, what else we got? You got a music player. You do have navigation. It's weird. I think it's this right here, actually. For some reason, my phone, it doesn't look nearly as clear as it does in person. I hope it looks okay on here. It's kind of archaic, but it works for what it is. Google Maps is so much better, in my opinion. Get out of there. Cool. And whenever you're stuck on any screen on this thing, simply just pull down like you would a smartphone, and you can close or open whatever. Pretty intuitive. Again, Joing's not known for their interface. It's fine. It does the job just fine for a C5 Corvette, Now here's a cool kind of window multi-function deal that you could use. Kind of quick shortcut. I actually kind of like the look of this. I rarely use this, but again, I'm just kind of setting my ways of what I like. Has the weather there, which is pretty cool. Not set to where I'm at, but you could set it if you wanted to. I just don't care. All right, so real quick, I'll run through settings here. All the stuff you can kind of manipulate and change. You're greeted with this menu right here in your settings. You will use Wi-Fi to set up your Wi-Fi when you're close to home if you're not using like a hotspot. That's where you do that right there. Your display settings, all this stuff, brightness, wallpaper. This is where you change your wallpaper. Your sound, this is one's pretty important. The keypad tone I have off, I find it rather annoying. Loud I have on, that's just a personal preference. Amp on off, by default, I'm not sure why, it's off. So when you install this thing, make sure you turn it on so it'll turn on your Bose amps and your doors. Otherwise it'll sound like doo-doo. Your power conditioning, your subwoofer, equalizer, all that's personal preference. Brake wire for video and motion, all this stuff right here. Most of this is for your backup camera. I do have a backup camera. Now I'm an idiot. Last week I was farting around in here, and when I was buttoning everything back up, I pinched the wire going to my rear view mirror. So typically when you put this in reverse at any time, it'll come on, but I'm an idiot. I need to fix that. And I should have thought about that before I started this video, and I feel really stupid. But no, the backup camera does work just fine when you don't pinch the stupid signal wire. So I need to rectify that. Yeah, most of this is just for that. Sound reduction and reverse, I do like that. Again, it just brings your volume down when you go in reverse. It helps you concentrate, I guess. Most of this is just volume stuff. A lot of this is just personal preference, you know. Settings, this is where you can go in and lock your head unit, I guess, if you wanted to. This is your location, security type stuff. Kind of ties into the last screen. And developer options. This is where you go if you're going to root this and not shave the bezel like I did. Again, I watched my install video and I'll explain that in detail how I did this. Alright, now I mean, for what it is, I like it just fine. It's not the most state-of-the-art thing, but as far as the market goes for a C5, I think it looks the best in the car. You can use your stock bezel, so you're paying $300 for the head unit, the interface kit, and that's it. That's all you need. You don't have to have a rear view camera. I threw one in there. Again, in my install video, I go on how to do that. The only two things about this, one's my fault. I cracked the screen down here when I was installing it one time, or putting the bezel back on. I'm just an idiot, and kind of like a ham-fisted approach of putting it back on. It still works fine, but I did that myself. And another weird thing is when you first turn the car on, there's about a 6-second delay before the amp turns on. I'm not sure why. If someone knows why, let me know. It doesn't bother me that much. It's just kind of a weird quirk this radio has. But a year and a half for the price, I find it just fine. I'm not sponsored by them or trying to sell you on it. I think aesthetically it looks the best in the C5 Corvette. I'm using my phone here. I will try to stream something or play something that's not copyrighted for you guys. Give me 1 second. Alright, here's the quality. Hopefully you can kind of hear it. You can see how my little analog deal works. Depending on the song, you can get some rattling the doors. I am putting some leather on the doors. I'm going to dynamite them better. There's a little bit of vibration. It kind of drives me insane. And lastly, real quick, the fitment of this. Now, you can use this drawing with your stock bezel just how it is, but you have to root the software so you can manipulate the resolution just a little bit so it fits. I wanted to maximize the screen size of the 8.8 exactly, so I measured my bezel. I sanded it down. Took me forever. Looking back, I should have just rooted it, but you know, it looks good now. And I filled it with some plastic weld, and then I sanded that down. I got a matching paint, and I painted the whole damn thing. It matches pretty well. I'm definitely happy with it. Most people that get in the car, they don't even think it's aftermarket. They think it's kind of unique that a car this old had a stereo like this, which is pretty cool. But overall, I'm very happy with it. And again, it's been a year and a half and no hiccups yet, knock on wood, minus the rear camera, but that was my fault. So, well, alright guys, if you guys have any questions, feel free to ask me, like always. I don't problem answering your questions. And again, the new Joing 8.8 is in the description below. Cool. Well, I hope you guys found this informative, and I'll see you guys next time. Mark out.